When to use. There are many essential conditions to meet before using the Russian doll tactics. Either if you have a volume large enough to allow you to subdivide into 2 or 3 subquantities. Also, is this volume, although important to you, also important to the supplier? In other words, the increase in volume must provide the necessary reasons to justify changing its price. Also, make sure that the demand does not exceed the supply, because in such a case, there is more chance that your maneuver will instead increase prices. In a competitive market where several suppliers are racing to get your business, the Russian dolls tactic applies very well. One last point to check. He should not know, or at least he should not be able to estimate too easily, the total volume you will need in the end. You don't want him to see you come with a tactic, because then he will adjust his initial price to keep enough leeway to play the game. Demonstration. Imagine you are the buyer negotiating items for Alibaba for a new product line. Knowing that you have nearly 1,000 units on firm order, you opted for the use of the Russian dolls tactic. The buyer starts its negotiation for 400 units and pushes the supplier to make it the best possible price using other tactics. Short of arguments, he adjourned and recalled 2 days later. Good news, Mr. Representative. Instead of 400, I need 700 units. I expect the price to be adjusted downwards by at least 10%. He bases his argument on the increase in volume and inform him that you also have alternative suppliers to consider, before adjourning to return one last time to the charge a few days later. You will be happy to hear that my purchase order will be even better than expected since I will need 1,000 units eventually. However, I need you to adjust your prices by 5% more. And lo and behold, the supplier is forced to negotiate its price again. Strength. The great strength of this tactic is to negotiate with a positive message, because every time you ask him to review his prices, you tell him that the volume increases. As is often the case in many companies, the supplier is accountable to their sales manager who will ask, and then, did you close your sale? And the representative will say, no, they want us to lower prices, but the quantities have increased significantly. Rather than negotiating under pressure, you negotiate with good news.